We all aspire to do good in this world, to make a difference, to help those in need. But what happens when a heart full of generosity and a spirit of kindness leads to an unexpected and tragic end? What happens when being good to someone, being good to people, leads to your death? This is the tragic story of Abraham Shakespeare, an American man who won a lottery of $30 million and he lost his life. Why? Just because he was kind to people, just because he was a cheerful giver. Hello and welcome to Slutsville. My name is Lled and I am your host for today. If this is your first time stopping by this channel, please don't make it your last. Click on that subscribe button right now. Don't forget to click on that notification bell so that I get notified every single time I post a new video. Click on the like button right now so that this video can be recommended to the proposed audience. Let's get right into the story. Abraham Shakespeare was a truck driver who resided in Florida in the United States of America. In 2006, Abraham won the lottery for $30 million. After winning the lottery, he was given the option of either getting $70 million in full or he was going to be paid a $30 million like in bits through some years. It's not particularly stated the amount of years that was going to take. And he decided to take the $17 million lump sum of cash. And after he got this cash, he moved away from his neighborhood into a gated community where he bought a house costing him $1 million. Now, because he was a kind-hearted man, he was a cheerful man, he wanted to help people, he had a heart of gold, he decided to carelessly handle his newfound wealth. Anybody that came to ask him for money, he was very quick to give. Abraham, please, I need $1 million. Fiam, he has given you. Abraham, please, I need $20,000. He has given you. Abraham, please, somebody is dying, I need to pay. He has given you. And that was how he kept on helping family, friends, relatives, even acquaintances, people he did not know, because they knew he had won the lottery. They were all flocking in to ask for this man's assistance, and he kept on helping them. In the process of this, he met a woman known as Doris Moore. Didi approached Abraham with a deal that she wanted to, write a book about him, about how he grew from grass to grace, how he went from being poor to being a wealthy man. And Abraham entertained the idea. He welcomed the idea of this. And Doris said in the process of getting to know Abraham to write his book, she discovered that he was very careless with his finances, and she said she wanted to now help him manage his finances and put his acts together, because according to her, he was just sharing his money to everybody, and if he had continued that way, in the nearest future he would become a poor, wretched man again. Abraham was an illiterate, and when Doris came to him with this proposal of helping him manage his finances, he welcomed it with both hands, because the thought of someone to help him manage his finances, manage the money coming in and going out of his account, this was something that he did not know how to do. And when she came to meet him with this, he was like, oh, that's cool, I welcome this, it's a very good development. I've been looking for somebody to help me with these things, and it's good that you're here now. So the first thing Didi did when Abraham accepted this her proposal was that she took him to the bank and she made him transfer a whopping $1 million to her account. Now, for somebody that is literate, this would have been a red flag to the person. That why am I paying you $1 million for what exactly? But I'm sure she would have given Abraham some excuses that maybe they needed the money to do this and do that, and he did not feel that there was anything bad in that. Aside her transferring $1 million to herself, she actually proposed to him to make her a signatory to his accounts, and he did not hesitate in granting her proposal. He went ahead and made her a signatory to his accounts. This meant that Doris had access to all of his funds now, and she did not really need his permission to carry out any transactions on his account. Little did he know that Didi's intentions were far from pure. She was there for something, and she was going to make sure that she sucked him dry. In April 2009, Dee claimed that Abraham got tired of people constantly coming to meet him to ask him for funds, and by this time his funds were actually now very, very low. This was 3 years after he won the lottery, $17 million, and by 3 years his funds were now barely nothing. She claimed that he was, complaining and getting tired of people constantly asking him for loans, for gifts and all of that, and he decided to move very, very far from home and cut communication with his family members and with all of his friends. This was the story that she told to Abraham's mother and her relatives and friends as well. November 2009, they had not yet heard anything from Abraham, and his mother went ahead to file a case of a missing person for him. Now, when this happened, Dee became, agitated, and she decided to now start sending text messages to Abraham's mother using Abraham's phone. Remember that I said Abraham could not read or write, so this only brought more suspicion to his mother. How could her son, who couldn't read and write, become someone that started sending messages to her, text messages to her? How was he able to do that? So this only raised more suspicion on his disappearance. Abraham had a friend who he had worked with in the past. Dee contacted this friend and told him to pretend that he was Abraham, that she did not want his mother to become sad and worried about his whereabouts, and that she was only trying to care for the mother. And she convinced him to call the mother pretending to be Abraham so that her mind would be at peace. Now this, his friend, did as he was told, and I think he said Dee promised to pay him about $200. So because this case was already filed as a missing persons case, when Abraham's mother received this call, she immediately alerted the police, who then traced where the call was coming from. Thankfully, this happened in a functioning society where calls can be traced and where investigations are properly done. She now alerted the police, and they were able to trace where this call was coming from, and they immediately went to the location of where the call was coming from. And on getting there, they met Abraham's friend. Now they took him in for questioning and asked him that what was going on, why was he calling Abraham's mother pretending to be Abraham. And he then told them that Dee put him up to that act, and because he cared about Abraham's mother, he didn't want her to feel sad about her son not wanting to communicate with any of them. He decided to do that to make her happy and make her feel more calm. And when the police now told him, they were suspecting that something bad had happened to Abraham, and that they were also suspecting that Dee was the person that did that something bad to Abraham, he agreed to work with the police to find out the truth. Now the police started tracking all the calls that were going on between Abraham's friend and Dee, and every time that he would meet with Dee, there was always a wire connection to record everything that they were talking about. After a while, Dee reached out to Abraham's friend, asking him if he knew anybody that already had a criminal case against him and that was willing to take the fall for the death of Abraham. On hearing this, Abraham's friend was quite shocked that his friend was already dead and that she was giving him this kind of information. But like I said earlier, he was already working with the police. So on hearing this information, he went back and he told the police that this was what she reached out to him for, and they sent him back to her to tell her that he had someone that was already in the process of being convicted that could take the fall for Abraham's death. And when he told Dee this, she was excited, she was happy that finally something, like, she could finally tell the world that Abraham was dead and get that thing off her shoulders. So she told him that she would like to meet with this person, and Abraham's friend and the police now made an arrangement with an undercover cop to act like this person that Dee was looking for. So Dee met with the undercover cop and they discussed how they were going to carry out the act. Now she said that she was going to pay this person $50,000, and the agreement was that this was going to be paid to the guy's family after he went to prison. After this arrangement was struck, she proceeded to tell Abraham's friend and this undercover cop where Abraham's body was hidden. His body was hidden underneath a concrete slab in one of the houses that Didi had bought in her boyfriend's name. The police then went ahead to this house, located the slab, and started digging and digging and digging, and they found Abraham's body 9 feet into the earth. Didi Moore was immediately arrested for the death of Abraham Shakespeare, and she continued to claim innocence in all of this. Now she told so many stories about what led to the death of Abraham. The first story she told was that he was involved with a group of drug dealers, or with a drug dealing gang, and he was owing them quite a lot of money, and that because he was owing them some money, they actually came for his life. They came to kill him, and they shot him dead in the process of trying to get their money back from him. The second story that she told was that her 14-year-old son killed Abraham. She claimed that Abraham was trying to attack her, and that her 14-year-old son took her gun and immediately shot Abraham in the process of stopping him from attacking his mother. Now she told so many stories, and every single time she was always changing her stories, so much more that the police and the investigators at some point had to tell her that they could not believe anything that was coming out of her mouth anymore, because she had told so many different stories and so many lies about what led to the death of Abraham. In December 2012, Doris Moore was finally convicted of first-degree murder for the killing of Abraham Shakespeare, and was sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. She was also given an additional 25 years in prison because of the possession of a gun illegally. Abraham Shakespeare's story is a stark reminder of how greed can lead to devastating consequences. He was just a good man that was trying to help people that were around him, and this only led to his demise. His generosity was exploited by those people who claimed to be close to him, those people who claimed to want to help him and help him manage his finances. Lottery winners often face immense pressure and unexpected challenges. Abraham's case highlights the need for better support systems for sudden wealth. Till this day, Doris Moore keeps trying to appeal for her case, and all of the appeals keep getting rejected by the courts, and hopefully she stays in prison for the crime that she has committed. Now, if this is your first time being on this page, if you have watched this video up until this point, it is only befitting, it is only fair that you click on that subscribe button now to subscribe to this channel, and click on the like button as well if you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to comment. Let me know your thoughts on this video. Do you think that this case could have been handled in a better way? Do you think that if Abraham was literate, things would have gone better for him, things would have taken a better turn for him? Do you think that his family could have actually helped him to manage his wealth better, rather than demanding so much money from him, which led him to meeting someone else to manage his wealth for him? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Like I always say, stay safe and stay informed. Until my next video, bye.